Yeah, obviously going into the Olympics this year is big for the girls because they five of them had been to the previous Olympics, but there wasn't a crowd there in Tokyo, and so for some of them it was quite nerve wracking. And to qualify and be the 12th, qualifying team to go into the tournament at the Olympics after winning in Monaco was real special to them. So this was a massive occasion, and to be thrust against New Zealand was always going to be a really tough introduction. But you can't play sevens without the ball, and we really lacked possession in the very first game against New Zealand. And but on the back of that, we scored a very, very good try to I suppose give us a little bit of confidence. And but when you haven't got possession, you've got to be making all these tackles. You're going to fall off some at different times. And let's face it, New Zealand are a very, very classy team, and they also won Olympic gold in Tokyo. So on the back of that performance, though, to play Fiji, who last year were a semi-finalist at the Olympics, and to turn around and beat them comfortably by 40 points to 12 was massively impressive, and so good for the confidence for the girls moving forward to the game against Canada. There's a realistic chance now that they could really be playing for a quarter final, which is really, really special to them. And I always said before they left that we're going to the Olympics to win a medal, not to make up the numbers and try and come 10th or 11th and beat our current position of 12th. We're going there to win a medal, and I think you've got to go there with that intent, that you're good enough, and you're now in the Olympics, and you want to do as well as you possibly can. And I was just so impressed with the way they handled the game against Fiji. They defended really well when they needed to, but the key to that game was the start. Scoring in the first 30 seconds, putting us on the board gives you a bit more confidence to thrust back at them, and then to go on to score another, 34 points was really, really very, very good. I think, to be honest, I think if we can, Canada are a tough side. They had a very close game against Fiji in the morning. I think it was about something like 18-15 or something like that to Canada beat Fiji. But you can't look at our result and think we beat Fiji by 40 points to 12. We should be able to handle Canada. They're a very different team. Canada beat New Zealand at the previous tournament in Madrid. So it's they're very tough teams. They can get up, and let's face it, Canada's been playing in the World Series since the inception of the World Series, effectively. So, but I think our girls, if we get enough possession, are good enough to beat Canada, and that was always the goal. I always had a belief that we could beat Canada and we could beat Fiji. Well, we've beaten Fiji. Now's the opportunity to really nail a quarterfinal berth. You not rely on points differential to make the quarterfinal. I spent a bit of time with the girls and talking to them about self-belief and believing in themselves, because I'd never coached a women's team before and been involved with a women's team to an extent, but their skill sets are outstanding. Their spatial awareness, the ability to pass off both hands, their commitment to training, the intensity at their trainings, and they're a pleasure to coach because they're like sponges. They soak it all up, and that's why I've been very, very attached to this team because of those reasons, and a pleasure to coach. And again, every time you go across the line and you score points, it's all that hard work that's gone on before then to do that. And but so impressed with their attitude, so impressed with their skill sets, and I think being in the World Series for next year is going to do wonders for China rugby. I know the Olympics means everything to them, and we're there now, but I believe the World Series will certainly strengthen their rugby. It'll also build depth within China, and I think once we're there, we've got to start looking to make the top four in the World Series, not be sort of floating down the bottom and be involved in relegation games to stay in the World Series. And that self-belief session that I had, I think it's coming through, and the girls, as I said, are a dream to coach, and let's hope we can push on at the Olympics. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I'll be looking forward to that. it's coming up and it won't be too far away. But it may also give us an opportunity, perhaps rest some of the girls that are at the Olympics, and that's where you start building depth. And it's like in Hong Kong, when we went to Hong Kong this year, we took a development team, we played them in the tens. They successfully won the 10-a-side tournament, never played tens before, and of course 2 or 3 days later we won the series against Hong Kong at the Hong Kong Sevens. So that was with all the lesser girls, the development girls, if you like, that are coming through, plus a couple of girls that were coming back from injury that are currently in the Olympic team. So, yeah, so I see the Asian Games again an opportunity to build that depth and give the other girls opportunities to make that top side.